Good afternoon and many thanks for joining us on Live at 1. I'm Michael Njenga. Executive officers in charge of various ministries in Laikipia County have signed performance contracts with the aim of fostering development and to ensure that equality services are offered to the people of Laikipia County. The event, which was launched yesterday in Nanyuki town and which was overseen by the County Assembly, will act as perimeters of guiding development in the county, which is said to be a major tourist hub. Speaking during the signing ceremony, Laikipia Governor Joshua Irongo stated that the vision is to ensure provision of quality healthcare, education and security to thousands of residents, many of whom live in abject poverty.
And the implementation serving our people. In terms of the planning, we are coming to an end, and this is the high time now we want to implement. And we have started by signing the performance contract with the staff. If it is issues like in agriculture, part of the indicators or part of the targets is to ensure that our farmers, our dairy farmers, are able now to access to market by providing 5 milk coolers. Already there are 3, and they are putting other 2. And in terms of fertilizer, already is a commitment that we are going to deliver to supply with the national government, together with the national government, fertilizers, cheap fertilizer, and even hybrid seeds and all that.
We've gone. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon is expected in the country for a 2-day visit, where he is expected to join World Bank President Jim Yong Kim at a high-level joint meeting of development organizations that will discuss peace, stability and economic development in the Horn of Africa. The two will be joined by leaders of global and regional institutions such as the African Union Commission, the European Union, African Development Bank, the Islamic Development Bank Group and Intergovernmental Agencies for Development, IGAD. The conference is expected to pledge at least $8 billion, that is around 715 billion Kenya shillings, in financial assistance for countries in the region over the next few years. Ban Ki-moon is also expected to hold talks with President Uhuru Kenyatta and also launch a global media campaign against female genital mutilation. So I'll move on to matters of crime, and an elderly woman was today morning found murdered and her body dumped at a stall in Congo slums, Kawangware. The deceased is said to have been living with friends in the area and is suspected to have been raped before being killed.
Tuesday morning, and residents of Congo slums in Kawangware woke up to a rather shocking incident. The discovery of the lifeless body of an elderly woman at a shop in the area is what made the residents gather here. The woman, who is said to be in her 50s, reportedly worked in local pubs in the area and was allegedly picked from a friend's house by 3 men yesterday night.
Akakuja akachukuliwa na ume watatu, wakamwita. Akakataza na nyangu akaambiwa asitoke kozi ni usiku, lakini ya kusikia akatoka. Kozi alisema anawajua. Sisi tukabaki tumelala. Sasa asubuhi ndio tumekuja kuuliza huyo mama kwa wapi. Kaambia alitoka. Kaambia kuja muone mwili hapa nje. Wenyewe kuja kuona tukapata ni yeye amekufa.
Alikuwa anaenda tu anafanya kazi, anarudi na ishi na yeye. Mpaka sasa hii.
The woman, who is from Teso, according to the friends who used to live with her, was not married and had no family members around. Police are still looking for the suspects. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen Live at 1.
Now, the Kenya Power Company will use an estimated 10 million shillings to connect electricity to one of the oldest and largest estates in Naivasha town, following a presidential directive. Despite its being close to a geothermal power source, the estate, known as County Council Estate, has never had electricity since independence.
A fortnight after President Uhuru Kenyatta issued the directive, workers from Kenya Power were busy in County Council Estate in Naivasha fixing the power poles and cables. While commissioning the 140 megawatts geothermal power plant about 2 weeks ago, the president was challenged over the estate status and directed that it be supplied with electricity. During a tour of the ongoing project by senior government officers, it was announced that the project would be completed by the end of this week. According to the manager, Kenya Power Naivasha branch, David Mugambi, the project was fully sponsored by the government at 10 million shillings. Mugambi said that the project involved supplying electricity to the whole estate and fixing a socket in a bulb holder in every house.
This project has cost us close to 10 million Kenya shillings, and it has taken us a week.
Nakuru County Commissioner Mohammed Birik, who led the tour, said that of the 410 houses in the estate, 404 had been connected with electricity so far. Birik noted that the power supply would change the fortunes of the estate, which for years had been neglected.
I'm sure possibly before downfall, we can be able to have the 100% connections.
Incidentally, the estate was the first to be constructed close to 50 years ago and is adjacent to other estates that are connected to power. Bonareri Samaha, Citizen Live at 1.
Over now to education matters, and over 16,000 children are set to benefit from early childhood education as per the plans of the Samburu County government. The Samburu County government has said that it has put in place measures to promote education from grassroots level so as to combat illiteracy in the county. Lisa Nyango tells us more.
The Samburu County government has put in strategies to ensure school-going children aged up to 5 years are enrolled for early childhood education in the entire county. Samburu County government, through Governor Moses Lenol Kulal, has constructed 60 classes and employed 300 teachers to promote early childhood education. The governor added the county has also built 40 classrooms to benefit over 16,000 pupils.
Kwa sasa tumepata kujenga madarasa 90. Mwaka huu tuko na mpango ya kujenga madarasa ingine 45 ambayo ni ECD centers.
Liz Anyango for Citizen Live at 1.
Now, one person has been killed and more than 8 others injured in clashes between members of the South Sudanese Dinka and Nuer communities at the Kakuma refugee camp in Turkana County. The fighting was sparked by the rape of a 10-year-old girl from one of the communities. UNHCR spokesperson Emmanuel Nyambera confirmed the incident even as reports of fresh fighting at the camp emerged.
Yes, I mean, there was a conflict that was mainly between the Nuer and the Dinka. It started the day before yesterday in the night, when there was alleged rape of a 10-year-old Dinka lady. And as a result, there was conflict between the two communities, which resulted into one death. A Dinka youth was killed, and then there were around 8 injuries, and all of them were hospitalized. So there was a bit of tension in the camp, and security personnel, Kenya government security personnel had to intervene, and the situation now is relatively calm. We are also working closely with community leaders to ensure that there is peaceful coexistence between the two communities. This morning there was a bit of tension when the youth was being buried. And for a while, the Nuer thought that the other community was mobilizing to attack them. But then the government again ensured that security was maintained, and security has been beefed up in the camp, not only in Kakuma 4 that was most affected, but in the other camps also.
A Kenyan educationist has been conferred an honorary degree by a Ugandan university for his contribution in the field of science education in the East African region. The founder of Mount Kenya University, Simon Gisharu, was conferred the degree by Ngulu University. In his acceptance speech, Dr. Gisharu said that there is no country in the world that has developed without embracing science and technology. He further called on Africans to be in the forefront of seeking solutions to its problems, including finding the cure for Ebola. Congratulations to Gisharu. A 60-year-old carpenter from Turkana County has been turning heads for his perfection of a craft that many would not expect from a visually impaired person. Yes, Wilson Namton is living proof of the old adage that every cloud has a silver lining. Wilson saw the light 16 years ago after losing his first job and has not looked back since then. Salim Bilu with that inspiring story.
Ask around for a good carpenter in Lodwar, Turkana County, and you are likely to get directions to Napetet village in the outskirts of Lodwar, to the home of 61-year-old Wilson Namton Ekai, a visually impaired carpenter with an eye for a fine finish. His home is his workstation, and on this day he assembles his tools of trade in his compound and soon gets down to work. His skills and mastery are seen through the work of his hands. A finished stool here and an unfinished table there, yet his workmanship is perhaps best seen through the carpentry process. On this day he is making a table and hopes to sell it so that he can foot his ailing wife's hospital bill.
Akitengeneza tunarua tunabuku. Hata yenye tunatumia saa hii kwa manyumba ni yake. Hata saa zingine tunapata watu wa nje, tunamwambia tuko na fundi hapa anakuja anatengeneza.
During his youth, Wilson lost his job as a telephone operator but chose to see it as a blessing in disguise. So he decided to make use of his training as a carpenter, having graduated in 1973 from Machakos Blind Trade Training Center. And if for nothing else, he is grateful that his work has seen him provide for his wife and 3 children.
Niliamua kutengeneza vitu hapa nyumbani kwa sababu kweli si kusema kwamba town ilikuwa mbaya, lakini niliona watu wanakuja polepole waangalia sasa, anakuja kuangalia kilicho ambacho mimi nafanya, kumbe anakuja kupitisha macho kando kando. Hata nikapoteza randa hapo na plow plane moja. Sasa nikaamua hapana, hao watu sasa watanipatia hasara.
Anaishi maisha magumu kwa sababu yeye haoni, na Kenya nasaidia yeye tu ni kazi ya ujuzi yake ya mkono.
He hopes for a better workstation as he makes light of his age, saying he would not mind a helper in his makeshift workshop.
Hivyo kilicho ambacho mimi naomba sana zaidi shed au mahali pa kuundia vitu, mahali watu uko wengi, ndio nahitaji.
The sentiments of a visually impaired carpenter who, against all odds, soldiers on.
Well, he's a living proof that disability is not inability. You're watching Live at 1. We take a short break. We'll be right back with more news including business and sports. Stay with us.